way around the world. Coming to you live from Macau, China. It's 10 o'clock Sunday morning here at the Cotai Arena at the Venetian Hotel, even as it's Saturday evening across the United States. Tonight, it's the return of Manny Pacquiao. For a decade, he's been on top of the boxing world, a worldwide phenomenon. But 11 months ago, Pacquiao was unceremoniously knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez and is attempting to return to his former glory tonight. He'll be facing Brandon Rios, an all-action fighter whose 2 wars with Mike Alvarado have made him a must-see attraction. Tonight, Rios moves to welterweight to test Pacquiao. And then our main event, Manny Pacquiao against Brandon Rios, in a fight which will go a long way toward determining what the great Filipino star has left in the tank. And we say that because last December, Pacquiao's future was thrown into doubt, as in his 4th fight with Juan Manuel Marquez, Pacquiao got off to a pretty good start, and after the first couple of rounds seemed to be doing well. Then in the 3rd round, ate that right hand over the top from Marquez and was knocked down, bringing hope and excitement to the Marquez faithful. But over the course of the next 3 rounds, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th, Pacquiao was winning and seemed dominant. And in the 5th round, he scored that knockdown on a glove touch by Marquez. In the 6th round, Pacquiao was bloodying Marquez with combinations, landing hard punches. And as the second tick down in the round, Pacquiao claims he was opening up, trying to go for the knockout at the moment when Marquez caught him with a perfect right-hand counter shot, left Pacquiao twitching on the canvas, and ultimately got the win he'd been looking for years, knocking out Manny Pacquiao at 259 of the 6th. There's the recent record for Pacquiao. We show it to you to highlight the fact that once a great knockout artist and a stunningly dynamic, destructive fighter, Pacquiao now has not scored a knockout since 2009 when he TKO'd Miguel Cotto. We are in Macau. It was once a Portuguese colony. In 1999, the Chinese took it back, and it became a protectorate of the People's Republic of China. There's Brandon Rios, who arrived a little bit less than an hour ago in the company of Eduardo Garcia, the father of his trainer, Robert Garcia. And 45 minutes later, with Dinky Pacquiao on his arm, Manny Pacquiao arrived. After the scuffle that took place in the gym earlier this week between Robert Garcia's troops and Freddie Roach and his troops, Pacquiao looked at the video and reportedly said to Freddie, "That's all I need to know. I'm going to punish them." We'll see if he's capable of delivering the punishment later tonight. Moments ago in Manny's locker room, Manny Pacquiao greets Ruslan Provodnikov of Siberia in Russia, who was a primary sparring partner for Pacquiao prior to each of Pacquiao's last 2 fights. And there's an underground speculation in the sport, exactly how much did Provodnikov take out of Pacquiao in the gym? Because he has turned out to be a tremendously rough customer who is now regarded as a potential opponent for the winner of Pacquiao versus Rios, regardless of who wins the fight. His hands down, breathing from his mouth. Meanwhile, the wrapping of Brandon Rios' hands by Robert Garcia, while Freddie Roach, no friend of Garcia's at this point, watches from close range. There is tension between the 2 camps now, after a very friendly publicity tour, which made it appear as though Pacquiao and Rios were getting to be buddies. They aren't anymore after what happened this week. And now let's take another look ahead to our main event. It's very well known that Manny Pacquiao is coming in off the potentially life-changing knockout loss to Juan Manuel Marquez. It's not as well known that Brandon Rios also comes in off a loss. This is the first of his 2 fights against Mike Alvarado. Took place in October of 2012. The early going, it was blistering. Alvarado was throwing 117 punches per round. But in the 7th round, Rios, throwing the hardest shots, caught Alvarado, pinned him against the ropes, and referee Pat Russell elected to step in and stop the fight. Called out for a rematch. And the rematch took place on March 30th this year in Las Vegas. And in that fight, the first few rounds were again blistering, very reminiscent of what had happened 5 months before in Carson, California. But as the fight progressed in the last 6 rounds, Rios continued trying to stalk and chase, but Alvarado made good on a pledge to use his feet more, box more, show more movement, create distance between himself and Rios, and Alvarado was declared the winner by unanimous decision. Nevertheless, it was Rios who earned the shot at facing Pacquiao tonight.
Manny, is there a different feeling in the moments leading up to the fight right now between the incredible Manny Pacquiao that we saw, for example, against Ricky Hatton, and the Manny Pacquiao of recent years who hasn't been that guy? Is there a different feeling? Can you feel it here?
It's a different feeling. I feel excited, much excited compared to the last 3 fights that I have, and I'm very excited for this fight, and I'm ready.
What led to that different kind of feeling?
Because I think it's because it's been a while I didn't have a fight, and it's been 1 year I didn't fight, and also I think what happened in the Philippines, it's makes me inspired more.
You talked about that, and not only as a congressman, but as a national hero, the devastation that's happened now, and what we hear from fans who say when you lost, it's like a day of mourning. What kind of responsibility is that for you here fighting in Asia now?
It's a great responsibility. That's why I have to focus and do the best that I can.
Thank you, Manny.
Thank you.
Brandon, you've said that you've never experienced a promotion, a build-up like this before. What are you experiencing right now at this moment?
Ready, a little everything, a little butterflies, but that's a good sign, because if I didn't have that, then I would have been worried. But I got a little butterflies. Ready. I feel like I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
You've said that part of fighting for you, you like to obviously hit your opponent, but even there's something about when he hits you and you feel like you can take his punch that you enjoy. Right now, are you thinking, I've never been hit by Manny Pacquiao, I'm about to find out what that's like?
No, I don't cross my mind at all. Right now I'm thinking about going in the ring and defeating Pacquiao. I don't care whatever he brings, but my thing is going in the ring and win. That's what I'm thinking about. Win.
How do you do that?
Do what I do best. Fight the way I fight, listen to the corner, and stick with the game plan that we have going into the fight and just executing it.
Thank you, Brandon. Good luck.
Moments ago, David Beckham was in Manny Pacquiao's dressing room to exchange greetings with the great man. And if you heard a giant roar in the audience here, just between that last 2 rounds, or between rounds period 3 minutes ago, it was because this picture appeared on the large screen in the arena.
Talk about
Everywhere
two
in the
global
world.
icons, huh?
Yeah, everywhere in the world they know Beckham. That's a familiar face. Pacquiao versus Rios is being brought to you by Cerveza Tecate, Con Carácter. Two legends, the ultimate rivalry. Grudgment Day is coming. Brought to you by Warner Brothers. It's the new comedy Grudge Match in theaters Christmas Day. And by HBO Pay-Per-View, the best in pay-per-view entertainment, brought to you by HBO. So which celebrities made the long trip to Macau to see the fight? Well, Miguel Cotto is here as he susses out what he wants to do with his career next. Some major possibilities facing Cotto, who is at this moment a promotional free agent. Ruslan Provodnikov is here, and as we mentioned, he is seen as a possible future opponent for whoever is the winner of the fight, or maybe even the loser, whether it's Pacquiao or Rios. And we saw David Beckham earlier from the same Gossip Magazine class of celebrity star. There's Paris Hilton. Main event arrives right on schedule, and now let's get ready for it as we talk to our two experts about what's going to happen next. Chance for Rios to win.
The best chance for Pacquiao to win is to come out and do like Mike Alvarado did in their second fight. Go out, punch, 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 move left, move right. Make Brandon continue to turn because he's a straight ahead guy who wants to stand right there and bang with you. The way you negate that is don't allow him to stand there and bang. Make him move those feet.
All right, what about Rios' best
For
chance?
Rios has to turn it into a real bad fight, a grudge match in a sense. Make it ugly, bang low, hit with the heads, stay with the head and chest, make it an ugly night for Pacquiao. That's Rios' only chance to win this fight.
Beautiful, subtle promo for grudge match. I think you're coming to the premiere in New York. Now let's turn to Max Kellerman for the institutional view. And Max, with all due respect to Brandon Rios, this is about Manny Pacquiao and his great storied career. What happens if Pacquiao wins impressively, as the promoter certainly hopes and expects? What happens if he loses?
Well, so much of boxing is matchmaking. When Pacquiao blitzed Oscar De La Hoya and Ricky Hatton in what turns out was essentially the end of both of their careers, he looked like one of the greatest fighters who ever lived on a short list. And we started all imagining a fight between him and Floyd Mayweather, another of the greatest pure boxers who ever lived. If Pacquiao blitzes Brandon Rios, whose style, after all, is to show up and fight, and the idea is to potentially make Pacquiao look spectacular, expect to hear that chatter again, that buzz again. Mayweather-Pacquiao. If Pacquiao loses, at least among the fans, if Pacquiao loses, and particularly if he's knocked out again, his days as the A-side of major pay-per-view events is over.
Let me surprise you with one more question here. The institutional picture also involves this notion that China can be opened up as a market for boxing, and that the increasing globalization of boxing will ultimately lead here because of the gambling, the money, and the 1.4 billion people in China. What are the early returns based on what you've seen and felt this week?
Well, in the absence of a dynamic Chinese fighter, I think that Pacquiao has been embraced as a kind of an Asian hero. And from talking to people in Macau and from reading and listening to what people are writing and saying, it seems that the Asian world takes a lot of pride in Pacquiao, though I doubt it would be the same as if Manny Pacquiao himself was actually Chinese, for example, as Zhou Shiming is. Though Shiming is not the kind of dynamic fighter Pacquiao is.
All right, let's go up to the ring where Michael Buffer will start the festivities in this special event.
Madrid, David Beckham.
Jim, you're on the wrong headset.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, don't miss the greatest rock and roll band in history, the Rolling Stones, live here at the Cotai Arena. Look for them in the future here at the Venetian Macau. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to honor the two fighters in the main event with their respective national anthems. And here to perform both anthems, international recording artist and recording sensation from American Idol, please welcome Miss Jessica Sanchez.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes in bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare you're still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, pelas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy, sa langit mong bughaw, may dilang ang tula at awat sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagninigning. Ang bituin na taraw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng aral ng luwat ipagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pagmay mang-api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Jessica Sanchez!
Well, it's a sellout crowd of 13,101 people. It's finally time for our main event. Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. For a decade, Manny Pacquiao has been the preeminent worldwide attraction in boxing. But on December 8, 2012, the greatest threat to Pacquiao's reign appeared when he was knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez. So what does Pacquiao have left? And how much can he bring to his career at this point? To seek those answers, who better than Brandon Rios? A profane, straight-ahead force of nature. If Pacquiao isn't ready, Rios is. If Pacquiao's back to his former self, then the self-assured American could be in for a long night. 37 miles southwest of Hong Kong, rising out of the South China Sea, you'll find the peninsula of Macau, a former Portuguese colony turned gaming mecca. Tonight, inside the spectacular Venetian Macau, the world's largest casino plays host to a crossroads clash.
Oh! And that's another knockdown. He's not getting up, Jim. He's not getting up, Jim. No, he's been knocked out.
And we have to ask, will Manny Pacquiao ever be seen in the ring again?
Redemption. The act of regaining what was once lost.
We thought Manny Pacquiao was great. He's better than we thought.
Aspiration, the hope or ambition to achieve something remarkable.
Another right hand, rocks Alvarado.
Coming off shocking back-to-back losses, once seemingly indomitable Manny Pacquiao is aiming to restore his legacy.
The hungriness and killer instinct is always there.
His challenger, former champion Brandon Bam Bam Rios, a young, hungry upstart.
In the ring, I hate this motherfucker that I'm fighting. I want to beat the shit out of him.
I know you fucking love this. Let's go.
They square off on the western side of the Pearl River Delta, on the majestic Cotai Strip. A global icon.
They think that my boxing career is over, and I tell you this is not done yet.
A fearless renegade.
One Mexican knocked him out. This Mexican American is going to retire Pacquiao.
The search for redemption collides with the hunger of ambition. Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios, live from the Venetian in Macau, China, is next. Tail of the tape now for Manny Pacquiao against Brandon Rios. They're fighting in the welterweight division. Pacquiao gives up 7 years in age to the younger Rios. He also gives up 1.5 inches in height. There's an arm length equality measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. Pacquiao still comes up to the welterweight weight. You know, he never yet has gotten to the point where he needs to sweat down to make 147. Yesterday weighed 145. Brandon Rios was a half pound under the limit. He sweated down even though he was fighting in the welterweight division for the very first time. And tonight, unofficially, Rios will come into the ring with a 9-pound working advantage against Pacquiao. And a look at the youth versus experience element of this, the difference in their careers to this point. Brandon Rios began his career 9 years later than Pacquiao. He's had 28 fewer fights, 199 fewer rounds in the ring, meaning 597 fewer minutes in the ring, meaning nearly 10 hours less of actual boxing combats. Max Kellerman, show us the welterweight division.
Well, there's the number one guy in the sport, also obviously in the division, Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao tries to get back to that level tonight, at least start the process. Tim Bradley and Ruslan Provodnikov, what a great fight they had, and how, you know, they've really shown a lot since that fight. When you look back at that fight, you realize the quality of both fighters. Marquez still around, Bronner got a belt and still on the rise, and Devin Alexander also with a belt.
And now here comes Brandon Rios, and you saw that graphic, the difference in ring wear to this point. Pacquiao having spent nearly 10 more hours in the ring in combat than Brandon Rios. If ever that's going to be a factor, maybe it's tonight against Rios's rugged, no-holds-barred style. But on the other hand, there's a tremendously widespread expectation that Rios is simply too straightforward, too lacking in subtlety, too unsophisticated to deal with what he's going to be facing in Manny Pacquiao's great skill package.
And he's never been on this stage before.
The one thing I look at for Brandon Rios, though, is that Pacquiao has, to me, 4 legitimate losses. 3 of those losses were by knockout.
And you've been talking all along, Roy, about wanting to see what kind of a fight plan Robert Garcia would develop for Rios, as if there's something else he can do other than going straight forward and trying to search and destroy. What is it you're curious about?
Well, I'm curious to see how much cutting the ring off would they allow him to do, and how much would they use the jab. The jab is the thing that negates the speed factor that Pacquiao has, because Pacquiao is clearly the faster guy. The jab would take that away. The second thing is cutting the ring off. If Brandon can cut the ring off on Pacquiao, then he can allow himself to get into the fight. Because if he cuts the ring off, he can use his big heart and his power punches on the inside to make it a fight.
Rios is still backstage. He has not yet emerged into the arena. The crowd is waiting to see one of the fighters come through the tunnel and into the fighting area.
Before the Alvarado fight, Rios was perceived in many ways the way Provodnikov is now perceived, as a guy who's so rugged and tough that he can overcome a kind of crude boxing style. The Alvarado fight has a lot for many forgetting that perception of Rios, but he could get that back quickly tonight against Pacquiao.
Rios lost the second fight to Alvarado. Some people expected that meant that Alvarado would get the shot at Pacquiao instead of Rios. Alvarado came out of the fight with a finger injury, and Top Rank, the promoter, has made very clear that they felt Alvarado didn't do the right job of going to the doctor and making sure that the finger would be rehabilitated. Alvarado was told that was the reason why Rios was chosen to fight Pacquiao instead of him. Some people believe there was a different reason, which was that Alvarado moved and boxed in the second fight against Rios, and that they felt that this style, coming straight forward, dispensing with boxing, no holds barred, would be the easier style against which for Pacquiao to look good.
Rios is there to be hit, but he can also really hit. And he has good short punches, fight-ending punches, that he can throw and land on the inside if he can make the fight an inside kind of fight.
Trained by 2012 Trainer of the Year, Robert Garcia. Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach, has won that Trainer of the Year distinction 4 separate times. And while Rios and Pacquiao have seemed very friendly and accommodating with each other in the build-up to the fight, Roach and Garcia have been increasingly fractious. So now Brandon Rios is in the ring. And as we get ready for Manny Pacquiao, we acknowledge that there's been tremendous focus for the last year on Pacquiao's knockout loss to Juan Manuel Marquez and on the recent stages of his career, including the disputed loss to Timothy Bradley. But doesn't everybody remember the amazing rise of this astonishing fighter?
Barrera's corner man is up on the apron. He's going to step into the ring. That's a good decision. A superstar emerges in San Antonio. Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Juan Manuel Marquez hasn't ever seen anything like that.
Who has?
Fire against fire. Down the stretch. Pacquiao's left, Marquez's right. Punch after punch after punch. Manny wants to finish Morales right here. And the brave heart of Morales holds up, but his legs go again.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya, and De La Hoya has zero answers for the Pacquiao assault. And will Hatton make it up from this?
Can he beat the count?
Is that it? And Kenny Ramos says, no way, that is that. What an amazing knockout shot. That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career.
Too fast, too powerful, too good.
We thought Manny Pacquiao was great. He's better than we thought.
But the TKO over Cotto was 4 years ago. And though it was followed by a series of 4 consecutive wins, they all went the distance. Then the disputed loss to Bradley, then the knockout loss to Marquez, and that's why his career is seen to be at a crossroads tonight.
The coinciding of age and matchmaking, where he stopped fighting fighters at the very end of their careers or guys who showed up to fight and win and brawl. Guys like Josh Clottey, good fighters, but were in to survive and basically defensive. Big fighters like Margarito. Fighters who are in survival mode because of their age, like Shane Mosley. And then finally, a top fighter in his prime like Bradley and a great old fighter like Marquez. Had as much to do with that, I think, as Pacquiao's age. But the question tonight is, having been put to sleep against Marquez, how will Pacquiao react when he's hit by a good, strong puncher? Because that's what Brandon Rios is.
How will he react, Roy?
I don't think he'll have a problem at all. What we fail to realize is that he was knocked out in the 12th fight and the 28th fight, and he still rose to be the great Manny Pacquiao. So he's dealt with this before, and he'll deal with it again.
Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cotai Arena here at the Venetian Macau. This is the main event brought to you by Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated and MP Promotions. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO International Welterweight Championship. Sponsored by Tecate con Character and the motion picture Grudge Match. Two legends, Stallone and De Niro, the ultimate rivalry. Grudge Match Day is coming from Warner Brothers Pictures, a new comedy. Grudge Match in theaters everywhere, Christmas Day. And Smart Communications, the Philippines' leading wireless provider. This bout sanctioned by the Chinese Professional Boxing Organization and the World Boxing Organization. WBO President Francisco Paco Barcarcel, Supervisor for the WBO, Leon Panacio. The three judges scoring the contest at ringside: Lisa Jampa, Manfred Kuchla, and Michael Pernick. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, World Championship veteran referee Gennaro Gino Rodriguez. And now, the officials are ready. The fighters are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the hundreds of millions watching around the world from the Venetian, Macau, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner with head trainer, former world champion Robert Garcia. Wearing green with white and red. Official weight, 146 1/2 pounds. His professional record, outstanding at 31 victories, including 22 knockouts, only one defeat with one draw. From Oxnard, California, USA, the former lightweight champion of the world, Brandon Bam Bam Rios. And fighting out of the red corner with Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach, wearing royal blue and officially weighing 145 pounds. His professional record, Hall of Fame credentials, 54 victories, including 38 knockouts, 5 defeats with 2 even. From Sarangani Province, the fighting pride of the Philippines, 8-time world champion, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao!
So much for the notion of the passive Asian sports crowd.
Okay, gentlemen, this is for the WBO International title. You got your instruction. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Good luck and God bless you both.
Everyone's expecting a dust-up. When the dust settles, do we have the end or the rebirth of an era?
All right, get back in there. Good. Good.
Round 1 begins. Sellout crowd of 13,101, jacked up and into it as the combat gets underway in the ring.
And right away you see Brandon come out using that jab, which is part of what you wanted to see earlier. Was he coming out to just go out and beat Brandon Rios, or was he coming out to win? Showing that jab is showing the same discipline that he showed throughout his training camp this time. So you know he's coming to give it his all.
Left hand shot to the body. Manny Pacquiao has worked with tremendous discipline and dedication in his training camp, his 12-week training camp, polishing the straight left hand to the body, which he and Freddie Roach believe will be the key to victory in this fight.
Rios is trying to adjust to Pacquiao's speed here early, and maybe the butterflies he's feeling being in a fight of this magnitude for the first time in his career.
And Pacquiao's already landed a couple of combinations. Blocked Rios' right hand with his left glove.
I can promise you one thing, the butterflies are not bothering Rios, but he does have to figure out how to adjust to his speed. It's something that he's never seen before.
Particularly Pacquiao's foot speed. He's able to get that right foot on the outside of Rios' left foot pretty much at will so far, giving Pacquiao better punching angles.
Pacquiao's jab and his left hand are landing early. Rios working his own jab as Roy Jones suggested he should. That punch was right on the belt line. Rios goes down. Gino Rodriguez says it was a slip. Asian crowd responds at first as though it was a knockdown. Pacquiao landing the left hand more or less at will in the early going.
A double left hand, Jim. Very impressive punch.
Rios got in a clean shot to the left side of Pacquiao's head.
That was some good work by Rios there with only one hand free. He used it, worked it, and landed some punches.
Yes, he did. Good uppercut landed at the end of that exchange, too.
Now there goes the Pacquiao left hand right down the pipe again. Rios is getting a little better at blocking the shot, but Pacquiao still too fast for Rios to see everything that's coming.
Oh, good left hand by Pacquiao.
Tremendous left hand lead by Manny Pacquiao. Body shot again. Oh. Round one belonged to Manny Pacquiao.
Just pick your body up, okay? Okay? Okay. Wait. What? Don't pull back and step up. No. Okay. That's where he's dangerous, right? Okay. Don't step back. Pulling your body up. Stay low. Stay low. Bend your knees. Give me a few more rounds like this, all right?
A little shuffle. Yung speed mo, yung bilis mo, yung bilis mo hindi niya kaya kunin. Kaya kukunin natin siya sa bilis ngayon at saka side-side.
Don't say in pocket too long. In and out, quick.
Ayaw po.
You see Pacquiao not really landing nothing in the counting area. He threw a jab that landed on the shoulder or left outside the back. And that's what Rios went down from, which is not a knockdown because that's not a scoring area where the punch landed at. Later in the round, go ahead.
Later in the round, he landed some straight left hands.
Yes, he did.
CompuBox numbers in round one: Pacquiao 20 of 54, Rios 5 of 32.
Both corners want this fight to remain as is. In Pacquiao's corner, Freddie Roach told him in and out, in and out. Rios Garcia said, I want a few more rounds like that one. Stay low. I guess he means don't take too many chances early. Pressure fighters traditionally take a few rounds to get going, and Rios is a pressure fighter.
Not only that, after a few rounds, when Pacquiao slows down a little bit, the speed becomes much closer. The conversation ain't so far. Pacquiao's not 20 miles per hour faster after round 4. He's now maybe only 4 or 5 miles per hour faster.
Rios imposing his size a little more in this round so far.
Rios has gotten a couple of clean body shots in this round, and those body shots are clearly part of the plan to try to wear Pacquiao down. Rios is the larger man. He outweighs Pacquiao unofficially by 9 pounds coming into the ring. He's an inch and a half taller. He's much more of a natural welterweight than is Manny Pacquiao.
The good thing about what else Rios is doing is that he's not chasing him carelessly like we usually see him do, like with a Mike Alvarado. He's chasing him very cautiously, knowing that Pacquiao can land a shot that could end the fight at any time.
And by the way, we've been talking about Rios' necessary adjustment to Pacquiao's speed. It's also worth noting he hasn't fought a southpaw since he was 19 years old, 8 years ago.
But he's doing that, you know, he's doing some business in this round. And if you think about the Margarito fight, where Pacquiao really beat Margarito up from the same gym as Garcia, as Rios. This is a younger and closer to his prime version of that kind of fighter, if not a little smaller.
And what else has to be noted, which I know a guy like Robert Garcia knows, is that Margarito hurt Pacquiao very bad to the body in that fight.
And Rios is more skillful, I think, than Margarito.
Pacquiao's doing some body work here with the right hand, setting up those shots upstairs. There have been some tremendous combinations by Pacquiao in the last 20 or 30 seconds. Freddie Roach insisted that the 12-week training camp in the Philippines was Manny's best camp in years, despite the painful distraction of the tsunami which hit while Pacquiao was there ensconced in his camp.
Pacquiao is saying, come on, bring some more, but when Rios brought some more, it looked like it had an effect on him.
Absolutely.
Well, Pacquiao is much lighter than Rios right now. He's the smaller guy, so why is he standing right in front of Brandon? I don't know.
Well, maybe because Freddie Roach told him he needs an early knockout, and he wants to get an early knockout.
Well, last time he told him he needed a knockout, you saw what happened.
Hey, John, relax.
Relax lang. Okay lang? Tigil, okay lang? Okay, good.
That was beautiful. Okay? Now, don't get in the fight yet. Let's keep boxing this guy, okay?
Dili na to sa Tagalog. Dili na to sa Tagalog lugar na makaaway sa imuha. Ang imuha ni diktahan mo siya tak hawa. Mo na gusto ni coach, ha?
You hit the ropes, out or now?
Out.
He's too slow.
Pinakamahaba natin sa lubid.
He see Pacquiao land the pot shot, straight left hand lead. This is what happens when a guy is much faster than his opponent. You steal him while he's throwing a jab with a straight left, and you roll out to the left, to the right side. Perfect move by Manny Pacquiao.
Jinky Pacquiao at ringside. After the loss to Marquez, Jinky supposedly asked Manny, would he retire from the ring? He said no to her, said no to his mother, said his career was going to continue, and it does. Power shots through 2 rounds. Pacquiao 42 of 83, 18 of 43 for Brandon Rios.
A hush just came over the crowd.
Maybe they understand that Rios isn't going to go away so easily. A stubborn fighter who's slowly, gradually building a little bit of tempo here, even while Pacquiao bats him around with his straight, clean punches.
No question Pacquiao's winning the fight, but Rios has made improvements as the fight's worn on, little by little, and remains dangerous, at least looking.
As long as Rios is in there on 2 feet, he's dangerous.
Now Pacquiao's moving more, Roy Jones. No longer seems quite as interested in standing in front of Brandon Rios as was the case in the first round.
Yeah, but he's not moving like I want to see him move, Jim. Like right there, he's still standing too close. Eventually, if he stays that close, Rios will land something big. That's what kind of move you want to see right there. Punch and get around Rios. That right there. That's what you want to see Pacquiao doing.
Manny Pacquiao's at his best. He never backs straight up. He comes out at angles. He comes in at angles. He has amazing feet and the ability to step to where he wants to go when he's at his best. And he's using those feet much more actively in this round than in the first 2.
Doing like Freddie told him not to engage in a battle yet. Use his feet, step around and box the guy until he wear him down a little bit more. Then you can battle with him.
There Rios used his jab, as you said he should, Roy, and it had a good effect.
Pacquiao almost got trapped in a corner. That's Rios' office. That's where he can go to work.
That's where he does his business.
Good hook by Rios. And the best example I can tell you about the jab slowing a guy down is when Miguel Cotto fought Shane Mosley. He used his jab to neutralize Shane Mosley's speed.
Rios starting a couple of good clean shots. Pacquiao felt the need to answer back, stood his ground and fired away.
They're trading heavy leather this round.
There's a little mark under Brandon Rios' right eye.
This is what Rios wants.
Yeah, this is a Rios-style fight suddenly. At least it was for moments there.
But for much of the round, Pacquiao's been moving and picking his shots. Like that. Now Rios gets a chance to try to trap him again. And gets in a body shot to punctuate the round. There's Miguel Cotto at ringside. Most believe he's trying to determine whether he wants to fight Sergio Martinez for the middleweight championship of the world, or whether he wants to fight Canelo Alvarez at 154.
Keep moving your head, all right? Keep fighting smart, okay? Okay, we're doing it aggressive, but in a smart way, okay? And you're doing very good. Keep that going, all right? Give me the jab when you step in. When you go to the body, follow up with uppercuts, okay? Don't chase him. When he's moving around, don't chase him. Just cut the ring, okay? Right? Ya, vamos a ir acabando poco a poquito. That's very free. ¿Cómo siente usted? ¿Cómo siente su poder de él?
How's his power? Nothing. He see Rios chasing, land a beautiful left hook, clean on the button. followed by right hand to the body. It kind of grazes his arms first. This is the fight that Rios needs to fight to pull off an upset tonight.
Total punches in round 3. Pacquiao was 17 of 70. Rios more accurate, 16 of 50. The competitive margin between the two of them narrowing since round 1. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Okay, Jim, I got a 3-0, 30-27, Manny Pacquiao. You know, Jim, for a southpaw, he's got a great right hand. I mean, he bangs him with a right hook, a right jab, a right something, and then he turns just like that. And Rios, you know, it's hard for Rios to get him because he's always moving. I mean, he uses that right hand better than any southpaw I can remember. Look at that, a combination, but he always starts with a right hand. He doubled the right hand right there, and southpaws don't double the right hand. 3-0, Manny Pacquiao.
And he's off to a hot start in round number 4.
Most of the guys Pacquiao's fought have said afterwards, wow, the power was surprising from a little guy, you know, once he moved up in weight. Here, Rios seems pretty comfortable taking these power shots. And he's taking a lot of them.
He's sparring Marcos Maidana out of shape, and you take that power, you know what power really is.
Manny Pacquiao paused to talk to Gina Rodriguez. Brandon Rios kept hitting him throughout the whole thing.
He better realize he's in a fight. I don't like Pacquiao's body language myself, Jim.
Don't like what body language?
I don't like Pacquiao's body language.
In what way?
Well, it just doesn't look like he's having fun out there. It looks like he's working, and that's not what you want to see in a guy usually. You want to see a guy kind of enjoying what he's doing. Brandon's enjoying what he's doing. Pacquiao really is not.
The dynamo Pacquiao, when he landed these kind of punches, you saw more of an effect on the opponent. Rios is a big welterweight. Even though he's coming up in weight, he is a big, strong welterweight here.
So the question that seems to be emerging in our discussion here is, all right, Pacquiao's winning the battle. Is he winning the war? Because frankly, I think it would be a scoring mistake if we saw an official card where he hadn't won the first 3 rounds. But yes, Rios likes what he's doing.
That's the fight Pacquiao needs right there. When you see that part, see how he had before right there? That's the Pacquiao you want to see. Not Pacquiao just standing right there in front of Brandon.
Robert Garcia wants Rios not to follow him, meaning turn every time Pacquiao turns, but he wants him to cut off the ring, to slide over and cut off Manny Pacquiao's escape routes.
The only thing Brandon is doing wrong right now is not starting with a body attack first. He should start with a body attack first if he watched the Margarita fight.
Pacquiao consistently escaping the pressure in this round, but having to work very hard to do it. Pacquiao got in one big left hand to punctuate that round.
Ilalong. Simple. Yan lang ang trabaho. Simple. Okay. Beautiful boxing. Alright, I'm here now. Easy for you. You're way too fast. Wala kang babaguhin sa galaw.
Keep going. Iron him out. Hay que acabarle la condición. Okay. Pero siga bien cerradito with that smart. Be smart. Keep going smart.
He see Pacquiao attack with a straight left hand, move out to the right, then he comes back and attacks with the left hand, right hook, right uppercut, 4 punches rather, and moves out to his left. This is the type of attack that Mike Alvarado used very effectively against Brandon Rios.
And of course, Manny Pacquiao is even more capable of doing that with his faster feet than Mike Alvarado. But now we're fighting at 147. Rios Alvarado was at 140. Brandon Rios fighting a southpaw for the first time in 8 years. Harold Lederman has seen Pacquiao winning each of the first 4 rounds.
Now Rios has Pacquiao moving to Pacquiao's left, which is probably what Rios wants. At least he did.
Oh, good left hand.
Hand by Pacquiao. Perfect shot.
He stepped off Rios' jab and countered with a straight left hand. Best punch in the fight for Pacquiao so far. Seemed like it woke Rios up.
The knockout of Hatton took place at 140 pounds. At welterweight and above, Pacquiao, when he scores stoppages, wears his opponent down with these kind of punches.
Hard left hands to the body by Pacquiao. 3 of them, a left upstairs, a right-left combination. Manny Pacquiao's putting on a show in the early part of round 5.
Rios stalking but not throwing punches. He's got to stick that right hand out. The straight right hand out right there when he attacks Pacquiao, or he's going to allow Pacquiao to keep stepping out to the right like he's doing and never hem him up or catch him in the corner like Robert Garcia wants him to do.
So far as you advertised, Roy, Brandon Rios' best punch is that stiff left jab. When he throws it, it's been effective.
But now Pacquiao's right hook is forcing him to keep the left hand at home for defense.
Exactly right.
See, right there, you should use a straight right hand to the body, not so much to the head.
Rios to me.
Yes. You don't want to headhunt against a guy like Pacquiao.
Brandon Rios is so good at working the body with the free hand in a clinch. Not good at stopping Manny Pacquiao from firing combinations in the middle of the ring.
Who can?
Well, one way to stop him from firing is catch him with something hard in the exchange and knock him down or out.
And that's what Brandon's trying to do right now.
He's not going to beat Pacquiao to the punch, but if he punches with Pacquiao, it could be dangerous for Manny.
Great body shot with the left by Pacquiao. Left, right, left. Further combination.
Go.
Round 5 has been a round in which Pacquiao has shown off his remarkable speed, his still thunderous punching authority, and his ability to get away from Brandon Rios' forward rushes. Manuel Rios, father of Brandon Rios, at ringside.
Usted nomás bien bloqueadito, Brandon. Don't let him throw too many punches. Keep pressing him. When you throw, don't throw just one. You gotta throw more than one at a time. You gotta throw 2 or 3 punches. And then stay on him. Get close to him. Make it a little rough, all right?
Make it in time. Ready to both.
All right? Remember, all right? Remember what we, okay? Okay? Yeah? Okay, because they're already rubbing his legs. So
you see Pacquiao step off of Brandon's jab right there, counter with a beautiful straight left hand, high on the head, right on the right eye of Brandon Rios'. Brandon Rios smiles, but usually when they smile, they feel it.
And here's Frankie Pacquiao's reaction to the big left-hand shot. Power shots in round 5. Pacquiao 22 of 40. Scintillating round for him. 9 of 21 for Brandon Rios.
They started fighting before the bell. What happens when you have 2 guys who like to fight?
Another straight left-hand shot landed for Pacquiao. Gina Rodriguez warns Brandon Rios to keep the body shots up.
I'm a little bit surprised that Brandon isn't using that straight right hand a little bit more. Pacquiao's hitting him with the straight left hand. The opposite thing to do is hit Pacquiao back with the straight right hand.
Hard when the other guy's right foot is always on the outside. Rios is rarely in punching at the right punching angle to land that punch, I think.
Well, no, he's at the right punch, right angle, right there when he steps to the left with his jab. That's the time to throw the straight right hand.
After the jab.
Yeah, because his foot is outside of Pacquiao's front foot at that point. Like right there. See that?
Yep.
He's just not throwing it. Which is why I say I'm surprised.
I think the real key is, Roy, Pacquiao's being disciplined about not chasing a knockout. He's not staying in there to try to land the 3rd and 4th punch. He's firing his 1-2 combinations, and he's moving away, and he's making it hard for Brandon to answer.
Yeah, and Rios is not yet in sellout mode.
Two hard body shots for Rios.
Right, he's having enough moments like that where he doesn't feel as though he needs to sell out his game plan yet.
Good body shot by Pacquiao.
And Rios lands to the body. Pacquiao answers to the body. And again, the left hand to the body, the straight left to the body, was a major focus of training camp for Pacquiao.
Good left hand to the head.
That's been there since the beginning of time. Now Pacquiao looks at Gino Rodriguez to complain about a low blow. Rodriguez does nothing. Brandon Rios clocks him upside the head. Answer, Manny, you're going to have to protect yourself against the body blows. Gino Rodriguez is not able to protect you yet.
Oh, that hurt Brandon Rios, I think.
See, Rios' instinct is to fight back.
You know it. That's just who he is.
He'll remain dangerous even as he's hurt.
Angry about the low blow, Pacquiao that time stayed in there to fire the fourth and fifth punch in the combination.
Oh.
Pacquiao clearly the stronger, crisper puncher.
Brandon Rios has blood outside the left eye.
Look it up. Look it up, guys. Look it up. Look it up.
Possibly the product of a Pacquiao right hook. Left hook by Rios. Ruslan Provodnikov, a buddy of Manny Pacquiao's after having been his primary sparring partner for two big fights. Happy with what he sees.
Ahí va, no le das, ahí vamos, Tienes que mover más la cabeza.
You gotta move your head a bit more. And don't let him give him too many chances for him to throw so many punches.
You gotta work on throwing. Okay. You gotta work on throwing more than one punch at a time, all right? It's fine. It's on the side. Yes. Okay? That was 3-2. That when he comes in, throw the 3-2. Okay? Huh? Yeah, it was it's all right. It's all right,
From the other guy. That's your block.
Ganito, ha? Huwag kang masyadong mabait.
He see Pacquiao come in with 1, 2, 3, 4 punches. Once he gets Brandon Rios on the defense, he just keeps his hands moving to try to make Brandon keep his hands at home for defense.
CompuBox numbers through 6. Pacquiao's 139 out of 394. Those are very good numbers. Brandon Rios lagging behind numerically, 76 out of 269. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Jim, I find this fight a very, very easy fight to score so far. I got it 6-0, 60-54, Manny Pacquiao. I mean, I think the guy's putting on a beautiful exhibition of boxing. Sometimes he leads with that right, sometimes he leads with the left. Most of the time he throws 3 or 4 punch combinations, then he moves. I mean, he turns to his left, he turns to his right, he keeps Rios covered up. He's just doing a job on him. 6-0, Manny Pacquiao.
Rios pawing at the blood on his left eye. Seems tentative with that
right eye
hand now.
is swelling as well. Both of Rios' eyes are beginning to show damage.
Yeah, the right eye from that left hand, that straight left hand that Pacquiao keeps landing repeatedly.
At what point does Rios think, okay, the game plan is not working? As I mentioned, he hasn't sold out his game plan yet. And I have to throw some blind left hooks, see if I can catch this guy, whether or not I know where he is exactly.
I'd say we're getting there. Yes. I'd say we're getting there pretty fast. Pacquiao is beginning to toy with him.
Yeah, now he's having fun. That's what you want to see out of Pacquiao. You want to see him out there having a good time, enjoying what he does.
And just when Rios was starting to do some damage to the body, referee Gino Rodriguez pulled him off of it. Straight left hand lands for Pacquiao again. Hard right hand by Rios, his best punch in a while. Pacquiao lands his own right hook. Rios just missed with a left hook. Finally drives Pacquiao into the ropes like a football player. And he gets away.
The only question right now is, are there any moments left in the fight for Rios where, as a desperate puncher, he becomes dangerous for Manny? Because at this moment, it's a complete paint job.
Yeah, the notion of grinding Pacquiao down is ebbing away. It's going to take an explosion of some sort to disrupt Pacquiao's momentum. He's established what he can do in the fight, and he's doing it over and over.
Back it up, let's go, back it up.
Good right hook.
You wonder also how Brandon is carrying this extra weight.
Oh. 7 rounds in the books.
See more head movement, okay? I need to see more head movement and hands up high, Brandon. Huh? Okay?
Get the ice on him.
I need to see more. I see more head movement, and when you have him in the ropes, you gotta throw punches more than one. You gotta stay in close to him, Brandon. You can't give him the distance. When you give him the distance is when he's landing. All right? You gotta stay close to him, Brandon.
Here you see Pacquiao with another one of these 5-punch combinations. Once he gets Brandon on the defense, he forces Brandon to keep his hands at home, and that way Brandon can cause Pacquiao no harm because he won't punch as long as he's using his own hands for defense.
Manny Pacquiao's mother urged him to retire after the Marquez fight, complained that she felt as though he lost the Marquez by knockout because he had changed his religion. Manny says everything's all good with Mom at this point. Manny Pacquiao coming in off the longest layoff of his career, 350 days, and Roy Jones, you, along with the promoter and Freddie Roach, a variety of people said taking the long layoff was the smartest thing he could have done.
Yeah, it was the smartest thing he could have done because it allowed his body to readjust from that one-punch knockout. Not like he hadn't been through it before and like his body didn't know what to do, but it gives your body a chance to relax and reset itself and come back. So now the punches, as you see that Bam Bam are hitting him with, really aren't really phasing Pacquiao much, so I think the layoff was really good for him. Not that one punch couldn't still do the job, but I'm just saying, I think that the layoff is good to help his confidence and everything else as far as taking a punch.
So far, Rios is trying to do what he can do, use his size. He's thrown some hard shots. He's been opportunistic when Pacquiao's turned to the ref or when he's had one hand free like right here, and he's just being outclassed. As was the expectation of many.
Manny Pacquiao is allowing Brandon Rios to fire all of these right-hand punches while he holds on urgently to the left hand. It's almost as if Manny is saying, I don't much care about your right hand. It's your left hook that bothers me.
That right hand took care of Alvarado in that first fight pretty good.
Another clean shot by Pacquiao.
Yeah, great body shot by Pacquiao.
There's the left hook from Brandon Rios, and he landed it right on the chops.
Actually, I think it was a good jab, which the punch he seems to have gotten away from.
Well, if it was a jab, it was an angled jab.
Yeah.
But you can do that. Another 1-2 for Pacquiao.
But that was the right idea for Rios. Even if you're going to take some shots, punch with Pacquiao, because you're never going to beat him to the punch.
And Pacquiao keeps turning Rios to Rios' left and is throwing him off because Rios can't punch well while Pacquiao is making him turn.
Pacquiao's earlier focus on body shots may now be altering as he looks at Brandon Rios' right and left eye and sees the targets that could end the fight for him. And there's another hard right-hand shot by Manny Pacquiao. It's very hard to discourage a willful warrior like Brandon Rios. But Pacquiao's working on it.
Yeah, Rios' face is a mess right now.
Ya está cansando. Tenemos 4 rounds.
We've got 4 rounds.
Okay.
He's tired already.
Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Aquí le va a sacar ganas, okay?
Right here,
you
man.
You have to suck it up, okay, in the last 4 rounds. You got to stay close to him and keep throwing punches, okay? Don't make it easy for him. If you give him the distance, you make it easy for him. Breathe in.
Viene little face. He really Once he reaches, you know, That hook left hand is going to be really good for you, okay? All right? Under and out after, okay? Don't sit while you're too long. Hook left hand, under and out.
3 seconds na tayo sa alis na kagad. Kombinasyon, bigla. Pabang, segundos
Okay.
lang.
Yeah, boy.
Average CompuBox rounds through 8. The average Pacquiao round, 23 out of 66. Heavy emphasis on power shots. Those are very representative Manny Pacquiao numbers. The Rios rounds, 13 out of 44. More jab lands than power shot lands. Those are not representative numbers for Brandon Rios, and they won't win him the fight. Pacquiao ripping Rios with straight left hands. And as long as Rios has to keep his hands at home to stop Pacquiao's power shots upstairs, it's going to be difficult for him to find a way to continue trying to break Pacquiao down.
Yeah, it is, Jim. It's going to be very hard for him to find a way to break Pacquiao down. But the one thing I think we must understand is that I don't think Bam Bam Rios ever expected to beat Pacquiao by decision.
So far, in terms of how much does Pacquiao have left, what we've seen in terms of a return to form is Pacquiao fighting throughout the round rather than taking long rest periods as he had against Tim Bradley, for example.
Exactly. This is a sustained effort every second of every round. Focus, concentration, devotion.
Good body shot by Rios, followed by some good counter punches from Pacquiao.
Part of that is also Tim Bradley, who can play some defense and is a very well-rounded fighter. Until the Abril fight, and then, which he got the decision in that fight, but most think he didn't deserve it, and then the Alvarado fight, Rios is the kind of guy who seemed to be able to overcome fights where maybe it didn't look like he was having his best night or things weren't going his way. He could shake it off and come through. And I don't see him quitting in this fight. At this moment, he's still trying to land big shots, but he's really getting broken down by Pacquiao, although maybe not quite as much in this round as in some of the previous rounds.
Well, this is the biggest hand speed deficit I think Rios has ever faced. Never fought a guy with the hand speed of a Manny Pacquiao. And as we know, speed is power.
He may never have fought anybody with the punching power of Manny Pacquiao either.
That's what I just said.
Because Rios is coming up to 140. Yeah, speed is power.
Speed is power, so...
Yeah.
Okay? You gotta work your way in with more right hands. You have to. Okay? First, put it right, press right here. Okay, Brandon? You have to stay in closer and throw more punches, more right hands. Okay? Work your right hand. Don't make mistakes from far away. You gotta work your way in. Don't throw from far away. Okay?
Here we see Pacquiao landed his best punch throughout this whole fight, which has been the counter left and the straight left lead. That was a counter left, there's a counter left, or a left lead because he threw it at the same time. Here's a counter left hand again. That straight left hand has caused Brandon Rios all types of trouble all night long, especially off of his jab.
As the result, Brandon Rios is now grotesquely swollen up around both the right and the left eye. You saw blood earlier outside the left eye. The right eye hasn't burst open yet, but it's threatening to do so. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Jim, I still say it's an easy fight to score. 90-81, 9 rounds to nothing, Manny Pacquiao. I mean, I think the guy's just pitching a shutout. Fighting a beautiful fight. The right jab, the combinations, and then he moves. Constantly landing and turning, landing and turning. And I got to tell you, I'll say what I said before. He's got a great right hand for a southpaw. I mean, he's got power in that hook. He snaps the jab. He does all the right things with a right hand that you don't see southpaws do. 9-0, Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, come here.
In some ways, Gino Rodriguez.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Go ahead, man. Let's go. Come on.
Continues to warn Brandon Rios on a variety of fronts. In some ways, this is reminiscent to me of what Sergio Martinez was able to do against Julio Cesar Chavez. The only question now remains is will Pacquiao get risky and give Brandon a chance in the last couple of rounds, the way Martinez tried for a knockout and gave Chavez Jr. the chance to land those big shots.
Well, so far this has been not the physical phenom Pacquiao, though he's been very fast and landed very good shots. This has been the Freddie Roach pupil Pacquiao, the guy who Freddie Roach took and refined from this physical phenom to a more complete fighter, and he's showing those skills against Rios tonight.
And he's very busy. Anytime he's operating like this, it's very difficult to deal with him. Now he seems to be enjoying it again.
Very good analogy, I think, with the Martinez-Chavez fight.
Yes.
It's looked a lot like that.
Will Pacquiao give Rios chances late, and will Rios take them? Will he try to make his own opportunities?
He doesn't have the kind of punching thunder that Chavez Jr. has.
He doesn't have what?
The punching thunder that Chavez Jr. has. The one-shot power.
No, he doesn't, but he does throw the right type of punches. If he can land the overhand right like that.
Oh, he can still hurt him. I'm not saying he couldn't hurt him.
Rios is not a cruiserweight.
No, he's not.
That's right.
But he is a junior middleweight.
And to a small welterweight like Pacquiao, it may be the same thing.
No, he's a middleweight. He's 159.
Right, 159. He came in as a middleweight.
I thought he was 49.
With his unofficial weight.
See that right hand right there, Max? That's the right hand I was saying. I thought he should have thrown earlier in the fight because he had it lined up. Because Pacquiao punches so hard, he wouldn't let the hands go like that.
But there's a certain kind of stubbornness about Rios, and his face looks like it's a Rocky movie right now, that Chavez Jr. also has. That served Chavez Jr. well late in that fight with Martinez.
Drop na gamay. Kaya ano, pag hook pag semi-straight mo, uduko man siya. Kita kayo. Ha?
Alright. Good. Alright.
Those are the punches landed through 10 rounds against Brandon Rios. Pacquiao evenly distributing the punches upstairs and landing over and over to the body with the right hand. And a left hand to the body, what they worked on so much in training camp. He hasn't used it as much in the latter stages of the fight because he's been throwing the left upstairs, firing at the eyes. Power shots in round 10. Pacquiao 21 of 40. Rios at 5 of 17.
Rios just looked over at me, winked and smiled and said, "I loved it," like he was mad. I love it. Garcia.
Well, he may love it, but he's a guy who says, "I enjoy getting hit." If you wanted to enjoy getting hit, he's gotten his money's worth here tonight.
Garcia, remember, was in Margarito's corner, and though it looked like there were moments where that fight could be stopped, Garcia defiantly didn't stop that fight, and he and Margarito were both glad at the end of that fight when Margarito was still on his feet in spite of the damage.
Broken
done.
orbital bone, damage to his eye, which continues to this day.
They were both proud of that.
Well, Brandon hasn't taken the abuse tonight that Margarito took, though.
But it's something like it.
Brandon hasn't been quite as defenseless as the slower Margarito was.
Exactly. No broken bones so far.
That we know about.
Back it up, back it up, back it up. Oh, back it up.
Good hook by Pacquiao. Good hook by Brandon. Oh, another good hook by Brandon.
Good left hook by Brandon Rios. His best punch in quite a while.
Got Pacquiao's attention.
Pacquiao felt it.
Good body shot by Brandon, too.
But Pacquiao has to go to work again and make Brandon keep his hands at home. 4 minutes left in the fight.
Good jab
Rios
by
lands a
Brandon.
right.
And a right hand.
Yep, jab and a right hand by Rios. He's getting better in this round. Pacquiao tiring just a bit, or so it seems.
And Chavez Jr., by the way, had moments in the 11th round.
Correct.
That weren't dissimilar from that.
Pace slows as suddenly it appears that Rios is now searching for one big shot.
Well, that was should have been his game plan from the beginning, though, Jim. He's not the boxer here, he's the fighter.
That's been proven unequivocally. 3 minutes to go.
You gotta go with everything, Brandon.
You gotta give it all right here in this round. Let me go. Take deep breath. How you feeling? Good. Yeah? Con cuidado, okay? You gotta be smart about it. Don't make mistakes anyway. But I need you to be more aggressive, all right? But don't get caught with punches that you're not supposed to, all right? Let's keep working, keep trying. But you can.
When you get him going, he cannot fight going backwards. Don't let him have momentum and come to you, okay? All right? All right, you back him up with your combinations. All right? Manny, I know you're...
Within the last 5 rounds, Pacquiao has landed 89 power shots to 43 for Brandon Rios. As we come to the 12th round, Harold Lederman has given every one of the 11 rounds in the fight to Manny Pacquiao. A clean shutout.
Let's see how the instructions in the corner play out, because they want more aggression, obviously, in Rios' corner. In Pacquiao's corner, Roach doesn't want to let Rios build up a head of steam. He wants Pacquiao backing him up. How does that play out when he was just knocked out in his last fight, jumping in on a guy? Pacquiao was.
He don't want him to jump in on him. What he wants him to do is hit him with the 4 and 5 punch combinations to keep him back like that.
Tremendous 1-2 combination by Pacquiao. Actually, it was a hook and straight left hand combo.
Yeah, he wants him to keep him on the end like that so that Brandon can't get momentum coming forward.
Brandon Rios' face and head are going to look like a basketball tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Pacquiao hasn't had a knockout in years.
Yeah, but as you see, he was smart then and pulled back off of Brandon Rios because he knows last time when he went too quick, he got caught himself. So he just showed you some discipline right there in the corner. When he had a chance, I think the old Pacquiao would have went for the knockout right then. He backed off.
And Rios looked like there was a little wobble there, like there was a little give momentarily.
Well, he could have been trying to play possum, but Pacquiao didn't go for it.
Rios' face.
I think Pacquiao is enjoying looking at Rios' swollen, bloodied face.
He is.
He promised to punish Rios for the friction between the two camps that erupted into a battle in the gym the other day. He promised to show that he was the old Manny Pacquiao and that there's no reason to suggest his career is over. He promised to throw punches in bunches and to land his power shots. He's done all of that. The only thing he hasn't done is to fulfill the prediction of most boxing experts that he would get a knockout or a TKO. But maybe it wasn't worth the risk. Maybe it was better simply to pile up the numbers
and outdo Rios in every round the way he has so far. The crowd loves it. They're on their feet in Macau. Before he goes to his corner, Manny Pacquiao goes to every person in Brandon Rios' corner to exchange congratulations, including Alex Ariza, with whom he has so much conflict in the past.
Which once again is a credit to the personality and the character that Manny Pacquiao really is. Manny Pacquiao is one of the best people that you ever meet in the sport of boxing, and that again is an attribute to the person that he is.
Has something to do with the worldwide Pacquiao phenomenon.
A happy warrior and as comfortable a public figure as you'll ever find. Harold, who are the three official judges who are scoring this fight, and is there any chance that they blow it somehow? No, they can't blow this one. Lisa Giepper, you know, she's a new judge. She's the wife of a very well-known judge, Chuck Giepper in Las Vegas. She works as a sales rep there. She had Orlando Cerrito, you know, over one-on-one Marcus. She had to fight even at the time of the knockout. Manfred Kuchler from Germany, well-known referee and judge in Europe. He had Vladimir Klitschko 7th round TK over Hasim Rahman. But, you know, everybody had that one right. And Michael Pernick, one of my favorite judges, real good guy, from Delray Beach, Florida. He had Golovkin over Stevens, 79-71, but he should have given Golovkin a 2-point round in the 8th. Harold, are you expecting 3 shutout scorecards here? Three scores of 120-108. Absolutely, Jim. It has to be. Let's see what Michael Buffer has as we go up for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Venetian Macau, we go to the scorecards. Michael Pernick scores it 120-108. Lisa Giepper has it 119-109. And Manfred Kuchler scores it 118-110. All to the winner by unanimous decision. He's back. The fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao!
His first win in 2 years. It's still been 4 years since a knockout has taken place, but he didn't need a knockout tonight.
No,
dominated every round.
It was smarter for him not to really go for a knockout tonight, because going for a knockout would have been the only way that he gave Brandon Rios a chance to pull off an upset, and it was very smart. Showed a lot of things about Pacquiao to not go for the knockout, be disciplined, and stick to the fight plan.
Final CompuBox numbers. Pacquiao landing 143 more punches, more than doubling Brandon Rios in landed punches, throwing 288 more, landing at a significantly higher connect percentage. Power shots, Pacquiao landing 110 more, throwing 205 more, landing at a higher percentage, although Rios landing 43 of his power shots. That's something of a dark cloud for Pacquiao looking down the road to the future. And here is the punch zone graphic that shows you the complete picture of where the punches landed for the two fighters. And most interestingly, Rios only landing 57 body shots to 40 for Pacquiao. Logic tells you if Brandon Rios was going to have a chance in the fight, he needed to land more body shots than that.
Way more body shots. That should have been the key to his attack.
Let's go to Max Kellerman with the winner.
Congratulations, man. You won every round by a wide margin. Do you feel that you're all the way back from your losses now?
I feel that, and that's what I'm trying to do before the fight, to give a good fight. If the knockout comes, will come. But I try to finish the fight, but my opponent's very tough. So give credit to him.
You looked at certain points late in the fight like you'd considered going in for the knockout and maybe thought, maybe don't be reckless and go and win on points. Is that what happened?
It's a last round. It's a last round, no? You know, I was winning the whole round, and then you know, I don't want to get careless in the last round, so I back off and, you know, just finish the round.
Was there any moment in the fight where he caught you with a good shot and you were able to take it and felt more comfortable getting hit in your first fight back?
I tell you, he hit me a good solid punch, and I tell you, it's hard. It's hard. I'm hurt.
You were hurt at one point.
Yes.
Do you remember the round?
I forgot the round, but I think it's fifth round. Fifth round, yeah.
Manny, after the fight, you went up to everyone in Brandon Rios' camp, including Alex Ariza, and congratulated him on a tough fight. Tell me about that.
Yes, you know, it's good. You know, let's give credit to Alex Ariza. He, you know, his fighter is a very strong fighter and tough fighter. He, you know, he's not easy opponent. I mean,
is that your way of showing by example, forgiving?
You know, we have the job to do in the ring, but after the fight, you know, we're all brothers and sisters. You know.
What's it like having this reception here in Asia? Your first fight here since you've become a superstar.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you to all the fans who came here tonight and witnessed the good fight. You know, I'm so happy and grateful and thankful to God that He gave me this victory tonight. You know.
Do you think that you've reestablished? You said your era is not over. The Pacquiao era is not over before the fight. Do you think that you proved that point with this fight? And who do you want going forward?
You know, first, you know, that's what I thought. I mean, my time is not over yet, and Rios he's not an easy opponent. He's a good fighter and strong fighter, and I consider this fight is one of the toughest fight in my career. He took a lot of punches and solid punches, but he still stand up and fight back. You know.
And who are you looking forward to, Manny? What are you looking forward to?
It depends to my promoter, Bob Arum. You know. I don't know yet.
Thank you, Manny, and congratulations.
And thank you so much. And I'd like to thank to all the Filipino people, especially to those people who are affected by typhoon. The fight is for you. The honor is, you know, is for you. Thank you so much to all of you, to all your prayers, and thanks be to God that He gave me this victory and He gave me strength tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Manny. Brandon, tough fight, and you showed a lot of determination to continue. What are your thoughts at this moment?
It is what it is. It's part of boxing. Man did a great job. He's very fast. That's it. Power-wise, I didn't feel that much, but his quickness, I think that bothered me a little bit. That was it. Other than that, I'm good, man. Yeah, he couldn't. Like I said, I thought it was a 4-round fighter, but I got to him 12 rounds.
You said before the fight, hey, I'm not going to be a punching bag. I have skills. Do you feel you proved something with this fight going the distance with Pacquiao?
What do you think, man? You're the one that asked the question. What do you think? You was watching it. You think I'm a punching bag?
I don't think you're a punching bag. I think you're incredibly determined.
Nah, that's not the answer I asked. What do you think?
I just said I don't think you're a punching bag. I think you're very determined.
You answered the question then.
Was there a thought in your mind at any point to sell out a game plan and just try to land a knockout punch late?
Never. Like I said, Manny Pacquiao is very fast. Like I said, I fought one of the greatest boxers in the world, you know, besides Mayweather. And he's very fast, very awkward. But other than that, you know, I stick to my game plan. I just think the speed just got me a little bit, you know. I have fast sparring partners, but I think he was faster than them.
Thanks, Brandon. Jim?
All right. Thank you very much, Max Kellerman. We'll leave aside Rios, his reaction to the fight, obvious and predictable. As far as Manny Pacquiao is concerned, Roy, I'm thinking he's cruel enough as a fighter, but the humanity as a human being continues to grow.
Yeah, it does. And people always talk about, you know, does religion caused his downfall. In no way could it have caused his downfall. His religion made him a better person than who he was. His religion is what brought him through the things that he's been through and gave him strength to continue to go on and do like he did tonight. I'm very happy for Manny Pacquiao. So glad that he answered the naysayers. Brandon Rios did give it a good go. He made a lot of changes in his career. He made a lot of changes in his style that allowed him to go 12 rounds with the hard puncher Pacquiao. But I think Pacquiao is back on track and ready to go again.
All right, thank you very much, Roy Jones. Brilliant job tonight. Max Kellerman, what is Manny Pacquiao's future now?
Not quite what it once was, even before the losses. This fight fits into the pattern that we saw leading up to, say, the Bradley or maybe the Marquez fight, where, you know, part of what people loved about Pacquiao, even as he rose in weight and blitzed Oscar De La Hoya and then flattened Ricky Hatton, and then, by the way, stopped Miguel Cotto, was that he was a risk taker. Now, that backfired against Marquez, and it's probably smarter against these bigger fighters to back off if you have the fight already won. But he's not quite the same guy, neither in terms of his speed and explosiveness, nor in terms of the kind of mentality he brings to the ring, which was not that many years ago one of a finisher, and one that made us imagine that we're watching one of the very greatest fighters who ever lived at his best. He's not that guy anymore, but he's still pretty damn good.
And at the end of the day, mission accomplished. We came a long way, and whether the ultimate experiment of boxing in China, Zhou Shiming, Pacquiao as the linchpin of an effort to take over Asia economically for boxing, whether all of that will play out, who knows? Remains to be seen. But this trip becomes a success because the show went off well. A relatively meager-looking undercard produced a couple of interesting activities, and then Manny Pacquiao did what he was supposed to do to preserve his career in the ring. And of course, you'll see Brandon Rios again as well. Maybe most interestingly, in the last few days before the fight took place, it became a grudge match. And the winner of the grudge was Manny Pacquiao and his corner. Thanks very much for being with us on this terrific trip to China for HBO pay-per-view. Pacquiao versus Rios has been brought to you by Cerveza Tecate con Carácter. Two legends, the ultimate rivalry. Grudgement Day is coming. Brought to you by Warner Brothers. It's the new comedy Grudge Match in theaters Christmas Day. By HBO pay-per-view. The best in pay-per-view entertainment brought to you by HBO. Finally, tune in to ESPN Deportes for full fight coverage with Juan Manuel Marquez, Jorge Eduardo Sanchez, and Bernardo Osuna. Sports Center, followed by Golpe a Golpe, immediately following this telecast. And now for all of us here on a very special show from Macau, China, I'm Jim Lampley saying good night.